There we go. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much for jumping on. So I was just chatting about John Maxwell. He was at our church today, and it was so great to have him. He just gets up there on stage and just is chill, like, hey, I'm just going to chat with you. And so it was a really good talk. And one of the big things that he said, which he says a lot, I've heard him speak quite a bit, but it was such a good reminder, was that everybody in life walks around with either a plus on them or a minus on them. And we're either adding to people or taking. And he said, it's such a good, I should have grabbed my sermon notes. I have other notes for my call, but I have my sermon notes I should have grabbed. He just said, if you really think about intentionally adding value to people and being a plus sign and not a minus sign, and that's such a good visual. And I don't think you could ever go wrong if you just keep thinking to yourself, I just want to be a plus sign. I don't always want to be a taker. And he just talked about how all of us are naturally inclined to wake up and say, hello world, what do you have for me today? Rather than hello world, what can I offer today? So it was a really good kind of perspective shift. And it was very refreshing. And it was funny because Hudson, my 7-year-old, was like, Mom, I don't think I want to go to Sunday school today. I think I want to come sit in big church with you. I was like, yes. And he sat right next to me taking notes. I was so proud. Like, my 7-year-old's taking notes with John Maxwell. Like, my heart was pitter pattering. And then we talked about Jesus, and it was just great. Okay, so we are going to start today. I'm going to do a quick screen share in a second, but I want to preface the little 3-minute blurb that I am going to share with you with these two little things on goal setting, because tonight we are going to talk a little bit about convention contest, but that in kind of goes side by side along with our Team Momentum Beach contest that I am launching 25 days late, considering today's January 1st, and the usually starts January 1st for the whole thing. But it's okay. Everything's going to be retroactive. It's going to be similar to what it has been in years past. So I'm going to share that with you guys. But two things that I wanted to read. Where will you be 10 years from now if you keep on going the way that you are going? That's a really good question. We could even say, where will you be at the end of this year? It doesn't have to be 10 years. But thinking about that whole slight edge and compound effect of if we're on track and going where we want to be, or if we're just 1 degree off, even just 1 degree off in 10 years, we're going to be so far from where we wanted to be. And so where do we want to be? Many people fail to realize that big success is a result of little successes achieved often over a very long period of time. Truly successful people are long-term thinkers. Okay, they know that they must build upon each achievement and consistently learn new and better ways of doing things. A regular review of your progress is an essential part of goal setting, and I absolutely love that. Having some time to reflect and process. I love it monthly, especially with our business. Where was I at the end of this month? Is that where I wanted to be? If not, why? And what can I adjust? A goal is little more than a wish unless it has a timetable for completion. Make sure that your plan for your life, so this is business and otherwise, includes short-term, medium, and long-term goals. Revise your goals as circumstances dictate. Check them off when they are completed. Set new and bigger goals for yourself as you continue to grow. Take time to reflect often and to make sure that you're on the right course for you. Okay, I absolutely love that. This is my positive action plan that I read from all the time. Jamie got home from the Align retreat, and she had gotten the high performance planner. I just got mine in the mail. I absolutely love it. Day 1, I was like, I don't know if I can answer these questions. Like, it's a few like really thought-provoking questions about where do you want your day to go, and then where did your day go. So it has like morning reflections and evening reflections, and then you have a scorecard for how is my productivity, how is my influence, how is my courage, how is my energy. And literally one day, like I filled everything out. One day I'm like, oh my gosh, if I was only this intentional like 3 days a week, how much further along I would be towards my goals. So I'm not going to go as far as to fully recommend this yet because I just got it on Wednesday and used it Thursday and Friday. So it's involved, but it was very thought-provoking. Okay, moving right along. The great majority of people in the world drift through life, never realizing that their future will be the one that they create for themselves. That's what the high performance planner, it literally maps out, what am I going to do to create my day? What are my priorities? What needs to be done first? What's urgent? And then it kind of has you coach yourself with some questions. The minority who achieve great success are people who know what they want and have a plan for realizing their objectives. They know what they want and how they're going to get it. Your goals should be specific, they should be measurable, they should have a deadline for their achievement, and they should be divided into manageable pieces. Know exactly what you plan to achieve, when you plan to achieve it, and how. Review your progress regularly, correct your course when necessary, and of course, never, ever give up. Okay, so those two things are great. Those are all fine and dandy. Why am I sharing that with you? Lots of different reasons. A lot of you on this Zoom and a lot of you that will be listening to the replay have been on this Plexus journey with me for a long time, right? 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I'm looking, some of you are over 8 years, right? And sometimes it feels long. Sometimes it feels like I maybe am not where I wanted to be or where I hoped I was going to be at this stage in the game. And I think the reminder that we're still pressing on and readjusting and refocusing with the goals that we have, it's okay. So really quick, I'm going to do a quick screen share, and I'm going to need you guys to give me a quick thumbs up for if you can hear this when I play this. And it's only 3 minutes, and I want you to even close your eyes and listen.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that tree, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are gonna do you? So how long have you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your tree. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look, whoa, look here. Look how, hey, man, you know, I know you can do it. Look here, you got a job here? See, during those hard times, you know how you're going to make payroll during those times when you failed and things didn't work out? They were nowhere to be found. You know what I discovered? When you're working at your team, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. it's good to you. Why? See, you when it's hard and it's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. People know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it's hard, but you did it.
Isn't that amazing? So
I'm here to talk about success.
Hold on.
Right?
Hold on. Hold on. It's just going to keep playing. And then I knew we heard somebody. Okay, there we go. I'll get it one day. I'll make that easy. Okay, so I heard that story of the bamboo tree years and years and years and years ago, and I had no idea that that was actually the case. You can't see anything for up to 5 years. And then the exponential growth, like if you were, and you guys have heard me talk about the lily pads, how they grow exponentially and they double. And even when, so it's a 30-day cycle for the lily pad. So 1 turns into 2, 2 turns into 4, 4 turns into 8, into 16. So you're going along every day of the month and you're like, oh, there's a few more lily pads. And the law of the exponential growth, even on day 29, the pond is only half covered with those lily pads. But what happens from day 29 to 30, when it doubles again, then you've taken over the entire body of water with the lily pads. The same holds true with the bamboo, in that it takes 5 years for whatever's going on in the bamboo bulb or however it starts. And once it starts to grow and breaks through the soil, it grows 90 feet in 5 weeks. It explodes. Okay, so I want you guys to think about the laws of momentum. I want you to think about the farmer and the seed, like any analogy that you can imagine, apply it to this business. I think on a call a few weeks ago, I gave that analogy of if we're farmers and we go out to a field and it's just dirt, and we're like, where's my garden? Where's my crops? And we're so upset that there's no harvest. And somebody says, hello, can you tell me what seeds you planted? And you're like, well, I didn't plant any seeds. Well, we can't be mad and upset if we see this barren field of soil if we haven't actually done the work planting the seeds. If you plant the seeds, and if you're patient, if you make it through all of the drought, all of the boundaries, all of the obstacles, all of the tough times, again, any analogy applies for that farming or the 5 years. Think about Noah building the ark. Oh my gosh. We are in a business where sometimes the season of planting and the season of sharing, it feels long and it feels hard and it feels like nothing is happening. And it feels like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Is this worth it? Where are the people? Where are my beautiful flowers? Where's my harvest? Where's the crops? And I want to tell you that if you just hang in there, if you do the work on the front end, if you do that work, it will come. Now, here's what I can't promise. I can't promise that you're going to go gold in 30 days. I cannot sit here and tell you that if you do the Send, Share, Invite system, if you do everything that I've done and how I've walked my journey, there is no magic formula for A plus B equals C always being the same with what the time is going to be, okay? So I know there's some of you who are feeling antsy, and I know there's some of you who are just starting your journey saying, Sarah, can you tell me how long is this gonna take? When am I going to have my dreams fulfilled? When are my goals going to be reached? And I can't give you that answer. it's different for everyone. Years ago, John wrote a post, and I'll see if I can go find it over on John's Pink Drink. And I think it was just a picture of a big number 10. And he wrote down the 10 things that are factors or variables in success. Right? We all come to the table. We can all show up to an open field of dirt with our pitchforks and overalls. And that would be the only thing that would be the same that we would be bringing to the field, because we all have different networks. We all have different influence within those networks. We all have different experiences that have molded and shaped our mindsets. We all have different attitudes about life. And I'm not going off John's, but again, his post was brilliant, because somebody who comes to this business with 3 out of those 10 things that he said were necessary for success versus 9 out of 10. Some people have been watering their bamboo seeds, right, for 4.5 years. And then they join Plexus and their bamboo shoots just shoot up. And you're like, what in the world? I don't understand how that happened. Some of us are bringing our bamboo seeds to the business and we haven't even planted them yet. And then we got to start the watering process now, right? So we're already 3.5 or 4 years behind everybody else. Are you getting that analogy? For some reason that works so well for me to visualize. Some people join this business and shoot straight to the top. More power to them. They maybe had a lot of obstacles, challenges, hurdles, things that they worked on, right? They say there's no overnight success, just the ones that took 30 years, because they brought the 15, 20, 30 years of experience and heartache and shifting their sales and adjusting their course to this Plexus business. Okay. So I can't promise you success, but I can promise you that if you put in the work, and that if you do the things that have been proven, and if you add value to people, if we all walk around with our plus signs instead of our minus signs and say, how can I give? How can I love? How can I serve? That we are going to meet people who need what we have. And the more we share and give, the more people are going to say yes. We're also going to get a lot of no's. I was just thumbing through another book, and it was by the author of the guy who wrote Go for No. And if you read Go for No, if you read The Go Giver, I haven't read The Traveler's Gift, but I've heard that that's kind of along the same lines. It's so true, you guys. We have to plant the seeds and water the seeds. Some of them are going to grow and some of them are not. The convention contest and then this Momentum Ruby Retreat contest all are meant to be put into place to help reward business activities that we're going to do anyway, right? The send, the share, the invite, the adding customers, the adding ambassadors. And for me personally, as a leader, it is my joy and honestly my honor to be able to serve our team. And the last 2 years, so we've had two, the first one was 2 years ago, and then last year was our second annual beach retreat. For those of you that have earned it and that have been on it, I think you can probably say that those 3 days that we spend together are just such a special time, and knowing that we can regroup, we can enjoy what the year has been leading up to that, and then we can build from there and continue to move forward. So after this call, I'm going to post the list of qualifications, but I just booked the beach house in Pensacola, Florida. This year, we're going to a different beach, a different house, and it's going to actually be on the beach. 3 stories of nothing but decks and ocean views. And I'm really, really excited about it. So it initially started out as a Ruby retreat, and then just with where we are in our businesses and with the team, it was such that was not going to fill the house. So it's going to be a series of qualifications, and Going Ruby being the first. And the exciting thing is, I have to see who all is on the call. I know that we have at least 2, if not 3, maybe 4 who will be true rubies, new rubies walking into that beach house. So the 1 tier of qualifications is Go Ruby. And then with some of these other, recruiting qualifications, which you guys they're going to be a piece of cake. And then there is going to be a tier for if you have already sometime in your Plexus career hit Ruby, Senior Ruby, Emerald, Ruby and above. There will be another recruiting, some qualifications for you guys, same as we did last time. And then the third tier is you might be on here, and I see some new faces. You might be thinking to yourself, well, I think I probably couldn't get past gold in the next 60 to 90 days. And that's totally fine. We actually have had a lot of up and coming rock stars, which I don't even like that term, where based on recruiting, leadership, personal growth and development, point growth, all of that, we have filled the house, the remaining spots, with people who were gold and senior gold. And that was tons of fun. And I see some faces of some people who earned those spots last year. And then that will be decided by me based on the qualifications. So I'm going to post all of the official rules, qualifications, all of that when I post this Zoom, which I will work on as soon as we're done. But this is something that I wanted to share with you. The theme, I don't guess I've had a true theme. I'll have to think about what last year's was with all of the Bob Heilig training. This year, actually, my husband picked the theme. I was sitting here. So for those of you that have been in my house, this is my office. I sit at my desk. My husband gets the closet. He literally has a little counter that we put, and it's just wide enough for his chair. He puts his laptop. So I sit in my office, this is all my office, and he sits right next to me in the closet. In our new house, he actually is going to get a little bit bigger of a closet. It's still going to be a closet off my office though. And so I was just talking out loud, as I'm booking the beach house, and he's just telling me, go love on your team. It's going to be amazing. And I said, well, I need a theme. I just don't like this rock star theme. He said, well, what about breakthrough? And I thought it was interesting that he picked that for several reasons, because the feedback that I've gotten from all of you who attended the retreats the last 2 years is that it was life-changing and that you had breakthroughs. And so I thought that was interesting that for somebody that he has never been there, that he picked that word. But then you got to take it a step further because he's an author. And so the thesaurus that he has on his phone, because he's an author, he has a thesaurus app, which apparently is a thing. Synonyms for breakthrough: to step forward, to rise, to increase, progress, development, discovery, gain, improvement, leap, and boost. And as step forward, I don't know if I said step forward, and then the last one is quantum leap. As I was reading those, my heart just did this flutter to think that if every single person listening to this sets a goal, like what we talked about at the beginning, and if you jumped on late, make sure you go back and listen to what I read at the beginning. What if we all set the goal and made the plan? And then what if we all put our overalls on and grabbed our pitchforks and actually planted the seeds? Because we know that there are people out there that need what we have. What if we took the opportunity to utilize, one, if you're going to rock and roll for this contest for my beach retreat, you're going to be killing it in the convention contest for Plexus, okay? Which is going to then in turn into increased bonuses for your paycheck and all of those good things. But then if all of that worked together and we were patient, just like the bamboo, what if all of us saw quantum leaps and improvements and development and discovery and increase and rise in our businesses? And so, I don't know, I'll just, we all, in this house, we all love Jesus. And so there's no coincidences per se, but the thought that my husband is sitting in his closet while I'm trying to plan all of this stuff, and he's just saying to yourself, why don't you have your theme be breakthrough? And I was like, that's pretty darn perfect. I don't think I could have picked anything better. So the contest is retroactive to January 1st. some of you guys are just rocking and rolling. I mean, everybody's doing a great job this month. But Karen has already signed 5 level 1s, which is the only requirement for 5 level 1s through the contest period. The new thing this year is to develop 1 level 1 silver. And we really, as a team, I have to tell you, I have not been leading the way with silver development. And I actually have spreadsheets with lots of red on them to prove that our silver development is where we are lacking. And so I threw that in there for developing 1 level 1 silver, because I really feel like a lot of times we can get this tunnel vision of this is my personal goal and this is what I'm working on, which is great. We all need to plant seeds and send, share, invite, and all of that. But learning how to then help our level 1s start reaching out to their network so that duplication can take off. Again, I'm just going to put it out there and apologize to you guys that my attempt to rein in and stay on a calendar is is a constant struggle that I will continue to muddle through. The Renew You Challenge, if you guys are not utilizing the Renew You Challenge as an opportunity to set up a chat and set up a group and set up whatever it is that you can do to keep your level 1s, I am having the time of my life with my Renew You level 1 chat. We're in there every day. I'm like, gosh darn it, I haven't worked out today. And I've got like 18 other people who are all telling me about their workouts. And so we've been holding each other accountable. People are losing weight. People are feeling amazing. And I keep thinking to myself, why haven't I done this the last 9 years? Like, accountability is where it's at. When people feel like they need to check in. No, you did not, Natalie. You did not miss the dates because I did not say them. So the qualification period is January 1st to April 1st. And then that first week of April will be the week where I'm filling in and seeing who qualified with all of that. It is going to be Thursday, April. I don't want to tell you wrong. Thursday, April 23rd to the 26th, with a possible optional extra night stay, and we'll talk about that later, but I haven't gotten all that figured out yet. And so I will get all of those qualifications posted, but I am just so excited. I feel like we are right there with this new burst of excitement and momentum with all of us working together. You know, we're an older team with people who have been in this journey for a long time, but I have to tell you guys, I'm watching what people are doing with pre-enrollments for Mexico. I'm watching what's happening with international excitement. Like somebody made a post that I need to repost. They just announced what the products are going to be for Mexico. So everybody's getting really, really excited with that. There are so many opportunities to be successful. And the ball's in our court. We can take it and run with it. And I really feel like this year we are poised for a new level of growth and excitement. And I'm ready, for sure. So you guys are amazing. I'm going to do a big post with a picture with all of the qualifications and the details. And then we will do the whole, everybody who's setting their goals and all that good stuff. Looking ahead, tonight ends double points for level 1 recruiting for the contest. February, I'm going to be working again with Jennifer Leith with a few things. She is doing something a little bit different for her 3-day challenges. And so if you guys are up for being along for the ride, we're going to do 1 week where we do the just 3 days where the two of us are kind of joining together so that we can kind of get a few different perspectives and posts and some other people doing like lives and stuff like that. So I will let you know about that for February. And I am just really, really excited about everything. Now, here's what I need you guys to do this week, and we'll wrap up. The new perks dashboard. There are several videos and posts that should be a daily in your back office. Who has turned off their subscription? Who has lowered their subscription to under 100 PV? Who is going to lose perks? It's a great talking point to be able to reach out to someone and say, hey, I just noticed that you are going to lose 400 perks. That's equal to about $40. I would hate for you to not be able to redeem these for a new product. You know, can I help you get your subscription set back up, or can I help you get those redeemed? Whatever, it opens up the conversation for adding value to somebody, really. Hey, I don't want you to lose this $40 worth of perks that you've already earned. So getting that done. The second thing, which should be the first thing, which should be the most important, all of the people who enrolled and registered for Renew You in December, it is time now for them to place their second order for January. We do not want them to miss. They have to have the 2 consecutive orders for the 60 days to qualify for the Apple Watch. So you guys need to be checking in with all of your people this week to make sure that December people ordered for January, and that the January people are on track to not run out of products so that they can have their January order and then their February order. So they have to have 2 orders. They're either their welcome pack and the Renew You combo, or 2 Renew You combos, 2 consecutive orders, different months within those 60 days to qualify for the Renew You. So some of us started January 1st, so we're already way, closer to the end than I'm ready to be. But we will continue after that 60 days. That's just a start. Like, we're just going to keep on rocking and rolling with keeping people accountable and committed and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for jumping on. Tonight's a record. I guess I just have to launch beach trips more often because you guys, so many of you guys jumped on. So thank you so much. I hope you found that helpful. Talk to you guys soon.